so upper camber arm, or just upper arm, but I'm adding one that lets you adjust the camber. I got that one out. These two, I guess the nuts inside normally break the welds or whatever, but these two did not. So hopefully when I reinstall, it doesn't, when I torque them down, it doesn't mess with it or anything. Lower arms out, that came out easy. And now I'm gonna go do the other side, and my stuff should be here any minute, so then I'll be able to put it all back together. Other side, upper ones came out easy as well. So here's the bushings. They're all splitting and stuff, all very rough. So yeah, I'm happy that I'm gonna get them done with. Let me go check if the new ones are here. Okay, so the upper is in, the adjustable upper. New lower's in. The Rock Auto ones have a bend right here, I don't know why. But that's in. And then, so the front one, it is still the old one, you can see right there. It's still the old one for now. I'm waiting on the new one in the mail. I adjusted the camber, eyeballed it to try to get this one to come out a little more. The other side, I adjusted it in a little bit, I believe. So I'm gonna drop the car now and see what it looks like. So this is with the whole camber kit on and everything. It's still has a little too much positive camber. It's crazy. I think this is the passenger side. This one, or this is the driver's side. This one has full adjustability. So this side will be good. I think with this trailing arm not lining up in the front and then all this, I think the trailing arm itself is bent. That's the only explanation for this side giving me all this annoyingness. The other side, the front, the toe adjustment, that one's always been within spec. It looks like it'll be within spec, like it has full adjustability. And then the camber was negative camber, which it wasn't too bad. I could have put washers behind it, but that could have been because of the worn out bushings or whatever. And then this side, it's always had a little more positive camber, and I got it maxed out, and it's still too much positive camber. So I'm gonna try to cut the thing a little bit. You're not supposed to do it. Don't do it. But I'm gonna try to, I'll show you what I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna try to get that. Then I have the adjustable front arms coming in, which is gonna fix the toe. But yeah, it's definitely gotta be bent or something like that, because this just doesn't make sense. All right, so here's the driver's side. I have it, it's probably like close to a degree of negative camber. You can kind of see it. And then the passenger side, you can see it's like 2 degrees positive camber. So I gotta start cutting the thing on top and just making it work. With this side, what I'm gonna have to do is cut this back like right there, which I would not recommend. Do not do this. But I'll have to cut it back right there. And then I might have to cut the inside because they touch each other in here, so that it'll give me a little, if I cut it back right here, it should give me a lot more room for adjustment. And then that'll be able to bring it in more and then get rid of that positive camber. There we go. Tuck it a little more. All right, it's time to clean up this interior because I had it all thrown apart to create my cut through. All right, a few minutes of vacuuming and it's a whole lot better. Now to put the seat and put the back panel down. All right, now the whole front's vacuumed. Pretty clean. And I vacuumed the whole rear as well. That's dirty, but what are you gonna do? So I want to test to make sure the radiator fan's kicking on the CRX. So I'm gonna jump the fan switch with paper clip and see if it's turning on and make sure it's pulling. So I'm gonna do that now. Yeah, I can feel it pulling the air towards me, so that's working good. I'm going to add a connector because right now I just have it shoved in there and taped up. So I'm gonna add a connector and then it'll be factory. The fan connection, the spall connectors actually, or spall pins, they're the thicker ones. They actually go right into the factory clip, and then it's all clipped in. So that worked out well. All right, I just put the rear toe adjusters on. This one still needs to be pointed out a little bit. I got the True Heart ones because they're the only ones that Amazon could send quick. And then this one needs to be pointed out a little bit as well. But yeah, I'm gonna take it to the alignment shop now. So I'm gonna drop it and then get it aligned. And hopefully the next scene will be this car with a good alignment. All right, so I got the car back from the alignment shop. As you can see, I have a string. So I'm doing the string method. But I got the car back. In front camber, it's a little off, but I'm not worried about that. I didn't do any camber adjustments or anything. From factory, there's no way to adjust camber in the front or in the rear. And then the rear, I got camber adjusters, as you guys saw, because it was off after installing the disc brake setup. And then the toe in the rear was off as well. So I got toe adjustments. And I got it aligned and everything was good except for the rear passenger side toe. They said they couldn't do it anymore. They couldn't extend it anymore, which I just think they didn't mess with my aftermarket adjusters. So I'm gonna do it myself. And so I got the string set up. I'll show you guys how off it is. So, I mean, there's a good like 1/4 inch. It's on the rear and like a 1/4 inch in the front. Yeah, that's a good bit. So I'm gonna try to adjust it now. I got it a lot better. It's still a decent gap though. But that's the max adjustment I can do. I guess what I'm gonna have to do is like maybe drill out the adjuster so it can come this way just a hair more, or maybe get a toe arm that adjusts a little bit more, which is crazy. This thing, it has to be bent right here or something because all the other sides are fine. But that is still a decent gap. So it's right at 1/8 inch gap right there. So that's still decent. So yeah, it's gotta be the trailing arm has to be bent a little bit or something, because yeah, that's crazy. I put the string on the passenger side just to look at it, and the passenger side showed good on the sheet they gave me, but it is not looking good in the rear for the string. The front looks fine, but in the rear it has the same gap. Yeah, it has the same gap, and some of my stuff wasn't even tightened down, so I just wasted money taking it to them for an alignment. So I'm gonna fix it now. All right, so here's the gap. So you can see from the start, right about there. And then let me adjust it, and then I'll show you. This side has full adjustability, so I know the side will be fine. All right, so here's the rear on the passenger side. You can see, or this is driver's side, barely touching right there, and barely touching right there. So now it's in spec after I adjusted it. So yeah, that was a waste of money taking it to them. Front still looks good. So I'm gonna tighten this side up, and I'll check the other side one more time. But yeah, that sucks. Basically had to do the alignment myself. I'm gonna take the rear wheels off and make sure all the camber stuff is tight. And then yeah, just make sure everything's tight, because all the stuff on the sides wasn't even tight. So it could have been aligned right, and then it just lost it because it was all loose. But I don't know, that's stupid. In total, This side I adjusted a little more, still not letting me adjust it properly, but it's closer than it was. That side, the driver's side, I had to adjust a little more. And then I took the nut, or the bolt that I had troubles with for the tow arm. I took it out again, and then I looked in here, or before I took it out, I saw that they did not put it in properly. So when I got in my car, before I took it there, all the carpet, I tucked it back under. And then when I got it, the carpet was sitting like this a little bit. So I was like, what the heck? So then, yeah, so they went in here, and what they did was they put the bolt, or the nut, I guess, on the outside of its little cage, and it didn't have full adjustability. So that's something they messed up on. And then, yeah, some of the suspension stuff was loose. It's just a waste of money.